Around me, I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Let's forget about tomorrow, yeah. Should I hide away forever? Should I close my eyes and never again hold you tight, call you mine, think about you every time? I remember that it's over, yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot, it's almost like I can't stop, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot, it's almost like I can't stop, yeah. I always knew that this would happen, yeah. You would find a new distraction. I need you more, need you here, more than I would like to admit. Can we let go of tomorrow? Yeah. You never break, you never lie, you never ever scared of the dark. So why am I the one who cries? I'm so afraid to be left behind. I think about you a lot, it's almost like I can't stop, yeah. You never lose an argument, so I've been trying hard to pretend that I'm okay. It's just a phase, and everything is going just great. I think about you a lot, it's almost like I can't stop, yeah.
Hello everyone, it's my book birthday. I'm so excited. It's like a real birthday, only it's better. You might be wondering why I'm standing up. Is it because I can't contain my excitement? Perhaps. Or it could be that I walked in to my office after the tech guy set up the live, and the way the sun is angling now because of daylight savings, there's this beautiful sun that comes in and hits my chair in the late afternoon. And does anybody want to wager a guess who might have taken over my chair? I think you might know based on the photo I shared the other day. Or was that just yesterday? It's all blending in.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Okay, get ready for it. Wait for it.
She's mad.
Oh, I told you all she wanted to be on the live. She took over my chair and everything. Do you want to say happy something? Oh no, she's very angry. It's Emmy. Emmy's in the house. Emmy is so hot right now. Oh my goodness. No, she's going to get down now. All right, well, there was your little glimpse of the cat. How is everyone? It's so good to be back with you. I've missed you all. I know, Taylin, she is like, I am the star, and how dare you move me out of my sunspot. Terrible. Terrible. Now I also have cat hair everywhere,
I know,
but
it's
it's all
flying
good.
all
I
over
know,
the
it's
place.
like worse than the pollen right now. How is everybody? What's funny? Oh, my shirt?
No.
Wait, oh, look at that. Yeah, she is, Trisha. She's going to get back at me. She's not happy at all. She's actually, I don't think you can hear her on my microphone, but she's like, my dress is a book dress. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, so it's all books. It's just all books.
It's a lot of books.
I had to wear it for this live because the book that's out today is a book about books. So there it is. Jennifer Ann, Thank you. Jennifer Ann is the cover artist who I hope you all remember meeting this summer. She's going to be with me tomorrow night for our in-person launch party here in Southern Oregon, and I can't wait. She's going to have other art, and we're going to have all of the things. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to be here tonight, and we have fun giveaways to share.
I think that might be our first cat comment.
Yes, Jamie, way to go. We like the cat comments. I have, of course, signed copies of the book to give away. I have some fun bookish stickers, a sticker of The Mansion, the ballad, which is my version of it in the book, and reading stickers. And what goes better with a Lost Coast literary set on the Lost Coast? A beach read candle, which smells like the beach. So amazing. So in order to win one tonight, just comment and be part of the party. And the tech guy is, you're just going to pick people at random, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got my randomizer.
You got your randomizer? You're ready to rock and roll. I want to see photos. Oh, Diana, I'll be sure to share pictures. Yes, I'll make that happen. I will share them after the fact. Isn't the cover amazing, Buggy? Jennifer Ann is just so talented. And when I was first working on this book, I went to the Lost Coast and did a whole research trip. And I kind of had an idea for what I envisioned the house to look like. And the house is really where the guts, like the majority of the book, takes place. And then I stumbled upon the Carson Mansion. And I thought, oh, okay, that's it. But then Jennifer Ann and I connected, and she was able to kind of transform the real life mansion into something that's more like whimsical and beautiful and light and bright, which is what I wanted for this book. Yay. Brooke, I love candles and stickers too. So great. I'm always like, I have a ridiculous candle problem. I'm constantly smelling candles at my desk. We do need a pop-up tech guy. How are you, tech guy? Are you ready to pop
great.
up?
Yeah, doing great. Yeah.
There he is.
Hello, everybody.
He's all ready for his...
Cherry asked, what exactly is a randomizer? It's just an app that I take all the comments. So when she says just comment to enter, it's true. Comment as much as you want, as little as you want, but actually do it as much as you want. And it just will pick winners that way. So it's like drawing. Everybody's like going to bingo tonight, essentially. So.
Ooh, we should do book bingo at some point. That would be super fun.
That would be cool.
Okay.
But then we got to get one of the big baskets because I don't want it to be. I want it to be like you got to have the sound and everything. Right?
Yeah, that would be awesome. What is new with everybody for spring? I can't believe that April is here on Friday. How is that possible? And we haven't seen each other for a couple weeks. So I'm like, oh, what else is new? What's happening in your lives? How are you? Thank you all, first and foremost, just for so much support. I feel like this book is our book because this book, as many of you know, happened to occur to me during the middle of the pandemic when we were doing our weekly lives and writing mysteries together. And this group has been so supportive and so collaborative that this book is really dedicated to all of you. And if you read the book, it honestly is. There's no joke about that. So just honestly, like, thank you so much, because the one thing that no one tells you about writing is that it is pretty much like being on an island sometimes. It's a lot of time spent here in my office, pacing, typing away at the keyboard here, a lot of time in my own head. So it's always amazing to get to have a broader community where I feel like, we can all share and reciprocate together. So yes. Holly, the book dress I got at Paddington Station here in Ashland. Actually, it's at the Jewel Box, and I'm sure they have more. It's Effie's Heart. I love all of their dresses. All of their dresses have, oh, you can't see because now I'm sitting down. They all have pockets, and they're super comfortable. Love them. Yeah, book bingo. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Anyway, there's no way to express how grateful I am to all of you for being with me on this journey. And I'm super excited to launch this book out into the world. It is different than my mysteries. It's so funny because I've had a couple people reach out and go, oh, I was waiting for the body. Like, where's the body? There's no body in this book. There's a touch of mystery as there is in any read, just in terms of how the story develops. But it still has all of the cozy vibes and feelings. It definitely...
But it's not a cozy mystery.
But it's not a cozy. No, it's not a cozy.
So a few of the early reviews, and people were like, this cozy mystery was different because there was no body.
Yeah.
And it's like...
No, there's no body.
Yeah.
Robin, you're waiting for the snow to leave? Oh, and Kara, spring in Michigan is freezing rain. Yeah, I saw that there were like negative temps on the East Coast, which is bananas because it's full spring here. In fact, I was sitting out on the deck this afternoon and the pollen is just like flying through the air, kind of like Emmy's cat hair.
People love the
pockets,
fact that
right, Miranda? Always pockets in a dress. They're the best. I love a dress with pockets.
Have to have pockets.
I don't know, Steph. What did we do before dresses with pockets, and why did they never make dresses without pockets? Like that, we could have a whole live just on why dresses need pockets. But yes. Anyway, so this book still has all of the same cozy vibes. What's that?
This is true. It is true. Men would be like, what? Where does my stuff go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, and a tunic. I love a good tunic too, Lonnie. Yes. I'm with you 100%. What was I going to say though?
Sorry.
Yeah, way to go, tech guy. Way to interrupt my train of thought. No, I was going to say that even though it is not a cozy mystery, it has all of my cozy writing because that's who I am. So it's hard to take that out of me. I don't imagine that I will ever write like a thriller or something dark because that's just not where I sway. So, you still get a touch of food writing. I really hope you fall in love with Cascata and the ballad and all of those cozy places that I've created in this book. But then otherwise, there's not a body. Magical realism is a new genre for you, Karen. Oh, I'm so glad that you're trying something new. I love magical realism. And so that's a great segue into many of the things that I wanted to share tonight. But I think more than anything, this book is really a love letter to my love of books. I started reading at a very young age. I started being read to at a very young age by my mom and my grandmother and my aunts, and reading has always been such a part of my life. So peppered through the book, you will find a lot of references to some of my favorite books. And it's not just mysteries in this one, which is so fun. Oh, there it is. It's so beautiful. Look at that in all of its glory. Let's see. I got to go to my next one. Okay. Here's one of my favorite series from all of childhood. Who remembers and or has read Frog and Toad? I got a whole mouthful of cat hair. I'm going to try not to cough. I loved Frog and Toad. There were many Frog and Toad stories that I love the most, but I would say the cookie one is one of my all-time favorites. I definitely remember my mom reading these to me and my brother aloud before bed at night. And then I read them myself once I was old enough to start reading. They were some of the first books that I read independently too. And they're just such sweet, endearing stories about friendship. And they're kind of quiet, I think, and there's a calmingness about these books. Obviously, they are for younger readers, but I think they stand the test of time. And there are everything that I'm sharing tonight, and this isn't a spoiler, but I just wanted to share more than anything why these books are yes, right, Holly? Why they're part of this book, because I feel like this book is paying tribute to all of the books that kind of helped shaped my worldview. And there's kind of a bigger point and story that I'm trying to make in Lost Coast Literary about how writing and reading shapes us. And these books certainly are like a core childhood memory for me. If you haven't read them, I highly recommend you go seek them out because they're just delightful and sweet. Steph, don't you love the calmness of them? I think they're a cozy, yes, they are a perfect cozy kid read. They do kind of have almost like that meditative quality about them. There's just something that's charming and sweet. And yeah, I love them. Karen, you don't remember them? You're too old. No, you're probably younger than me. They were, They were published in the 70s or 80s, maybe. But anyway, I think they're just delightful. So for those of you who have read them, you will find an Easter egg of Frog and Toad in Lost Coast Literary. Oh, whoa, we're already on it. Yes, okay. Cynthia Price, congratulations. You are going to win a signed copy of Lost Coast Literary. Yay, I cannot wait to share this book with you. If you win anything tonight, what should they do, Tech Guy?
You can.
Where's your pop-up?
Yeah, sorry. For anyone on Facebook, you can message Ellie directly. Please don't put your address in the comments. We've got a 100% track record of no one exposing their address to the entire internet yet. And I want to keep it that way. For anyone on YouTube, you can just go to the website and send a message through the contact form, elliealexander.co. There's no M on the end yet. Yeah. I try every year to get that, but it's elliealexander.co. So, all right.
Hi, Alicia. The Bookish Puff is on. The Bookish Puff has the most amazing Instagram bookish page. I just want to live in your bookish world. It kind of reminds me sort of like the Lost Coast vibe. So, yay, I'm so glad you're with us tonight.
Are you ready to go to book 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to do it once I do that because otherwise we'll get...
Okay, a totally different segue from Frog and Toad, but another book that makes it into the pages of Lost Coast Literary is Mary Oliver's poetry. Is anyone a poetry fan? Even if you're not a poetry fan, I feel like Mary Oliver could be your gateway into poetry. Her work is just, like a chef's kiss. Her poems are lyrical and they have such depth. They're often a reflection on nature and loss, and also embracing joy. One of my favorite quotes of all time by Mary Oliver is that joy is not meant to be a crumb. I have that plastered here on my desk, and I think it's, oh, yay, Cynthia.
Yeah, I missed it. There were so many comments coming in. Yeah.
Yay, I'm glad. I'm excited for you. Oh, and Emmy's back. Hey. Joy is not meant to be a crumb. Just that idea of like, it's okay to also embrace the goodness in the middle of despair and loss. If you haven't read her, I highly recommend you check out her poetry as well. She's one of my favorite poets. And yeah, right, Marcy? I know. Let's all just like soak that in. Joy is not meant to be a crumb. Becky, Frog and Toad was published in 1970. Hey, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you guessed 2 entire decades, so...
I did, but I was basically spot on. Yeah, it was pretty much perfect with that.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Anyway, if you haven't read Mary Oliver, please, like, run to your local library, your bookstore, whatever, and get yourself some of her work. No, come on. Emmy is just like really...
I know the sun's out. She's shedding, yeah.
Okay. Of course, I don't feel like any bookish book by me in particular, but in general, could happen without talking about Jane Austen. I've read all of Jane Austen's works multiple times. I'm not embarrassed to admit that at least once a year, I pick something up by the Honorable Miss Austen and reread it. I think we've talked about Jane Austen at length before. I also do feel like I hesitated in terms of even including Austen in Lost Coast Literary because I feel like it's almost, right, Shauna? I know,
everybody's catching up now.
I feel like it's almost a little bit cliche because she's so popular, and any book about books I feel like has a tribute to Jane, but I had to do it because I also love her, and out of her work, Persuasion is my favorite.
Oh, there you go. I was just about to put that up there. Yeah.
Good timing. Persuasion, definitely. I think it's underrated, and it's so good. So good. Chris, you reread her books regularly all the time. I mean, there's a reason that we're still reading her hundreds of years later, right? Or 100 plus, I should say. I brushed him yesterday, I think. Yes, right, Marty? I know. It's like, I'm trying not to
That's funny.
go crazy on the live, but wow, it's a lot of cat hair. Her writing, you know, I mean, I think it just really captures the human condition and being able to, yes, it is so rich, Cherry, you're right, and different from the movies. The book is always better. The book is always better, yeah? I think she's so adept at being able to capture all the nuances and everything that goes on in a conversation, maybe that you don't even notice, which is so incredible if you think about that from a writing perspective, because she is the ultimate show, don't tell. So good. KJ, you just finished Pride and Prejudice. Woo hoo hoo. Did you love it? How was it? Yeah, so Jane won out. She had to get a little nod in the book, and I'm quite happy that that's how it was meant to be. Cat hair multiplies. It is a proven fact. So for the rest of the night, I'm just going to be
wait, there's a Toy's got a good question.
Toy. That's a good question. I have multiples, and I think my favorite adaptation is, it's downstairs. It's from the 1940s because it was originally my grandmother's. I'm going to look up the name and I will share it because it's not actually this picture right here. Okay. Again, like, you get a sense, I think, in Lost Coast, because as writers, I don't think we can separate who we are. I'm already saying that in terms of my cozy writing and my tendency to want to write about villages and beautiful landscapes and people and relationship and loss. Those are all themes, I think, in all of my books. It's funny because if you're someone who doesn't enjoy imagery, I might not be the best match for you in terms of a writer, because I cannot not describe a place. Like, I want place to become a character in all of my books. I want you to feel like I must live in Cascata. I need to go to the ballad and live in this literary mansion. You know, like, that's who I am as a writer, and I'm okay with that. Like, if you're somebody who just wants plot and we're going to keep it moving, great. But you know, you might not. You might be like, wow, okay, get to the good stuff. But the other thing I think that's impossible to separate out, even if as writers we are creating imaginary worlds and we're building these characters, they all at some level are a tiny part of us. And what you're getting in Lost Coast, I think, is just like my reading brain. I have some mystery writing friends who exclusively read mysteries, like all they read are mysteries. And that has never been true for me. I've always been an eclectic reader. I will have genres that I gravitate to, but I don't think there's anything that I don't read, short of like, I'm not usually drawn to a Western, but that doesn't mean that if someone recommended me one, I wouldn't read it. Come to Ashland, Steph. It's beautiful. Yeah. Karen, I highly recommend the Joy Luck Club. If you own it, go read it. Yeah. But for me, reading has thank you, Andrea. That's so nice. I definitely try to be authentic in who I am. That's my number one goal always in whatever I put out. Anyway, so I feel like Lost Coast is like a download of all of my very eclectic reads over the years that just got put into this book. Because every time I was thinking of something new, I'd be like, oh, and then I want to put that book in. And so there might have to be a sequel. Anyway, everything that Amy Tan has written, I have loved. The Kitchen God's Wife, Joy Luck Club was my introduction into her writing. And I think that at her core, she's got some coziness too. There's so much about kind of culture and the connections with family, and then food plays such a big role in all of her writing. All of her books are, again, I have a different version of the Joy Luck Club sitting right there. I'll show you because I don't have my Jane Austen, but look, I will often get multiple versions of a book because I want a new cover of it or whatever. Anyway, if you haven't read Amy Tan's work, Karen, you're going to be so excited. Go read it because she's just so lovely in terms of her prose, but I think most importantly in terms of, again, capturing relationships, and often relationships in the kitchen and around the table. So there you go.
Quick update from the track meet.
Yes.
Sky Guy just took third in the 1500.
Woohoo, Sky Guy. Okay.
Yes.
Marcy, you did actually look at properties in Ashland. Oh my gosh, right? Come move. Holly, I'm a sucker for pretty book covers too. Yeah, every time a cover gets me, that one is beautiful. Okay, let's see.
I guess we should. One thing, just because there are a lot of people on tonight. They might not know. Sky Guy is our teenage son.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people know that he makes Star Wars helmets and everything, and so he runs his own little business called Sky Guy Customs. Well, it's not little anymore, but anyway, so
then he runs.
Yeah, right. He runs. He runs cross country and track. He's unfortunately has a track meet right now too that we just it was a conflict, but anyway.
I know.
Third place.
Yay, Sky Guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What's the next one? Oh, okay. The Handmaid's Tale. Any Margaret Atwood fans out there? Oh, that's a funny segue.
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you too much, so.
Emma Wooten. Emma, you are going to get a Beach Reads candle. I'm just going to smell it again just for kicks. Oh, yeah. Love it. So delicious. Okay, so Emma, make sure you send me a private message. Either if you're here on Facebook or on YouTube, you can go to elliealexander.co and send me an email that way.
Okay,
we were at Margaret Atwood, which is the opposite of cozy. So I feel like I had to throw in some Margaret Atwood to also show that I'm not exclusively cozy in terms of my reading tendencies. I have read a lot of Margaret Atwood stuff, especially I would say in my mid-20s and early 30s. And I think her work is so rich and layered, and she's the first lady of Canadian fiction. Ah, yes, Lynn, how amazing is that? You basically are like besties with her, right? When I think about authors like who I would love to have dinner with, she's always like top of my list because I would love to know how her brain works. I think second to that would have been Ursula Le Guin, who lived in Portland and who is like the most amazing sci-fi writer of all time. I think Ursula Le Guin might make an appearance in Lost Coast, but if she doesn't, I know I've made reference to her work in other books as well. And I definitely feel like there's sort of this idea about all of the writers who come before us. Even though I write cozies, like there are these writers for whom I just admire and revere their work. So she is definitely at that level. I have not attempted to watch the show. I don't know if anyone has. Buggy, the show is so good, but the book had me gasping, right? Okay, yeah, I'm curious. I'm scared to watch the show because my core memories of reading The Handmaid's Tale for the first time are so visceral that it's hard to imagine how it's going to translate in a show, but I know it wins awards and people love it, so I don't know.
Maybe you should try the graphic novel.
I should try the graphic novel, Heather. I've never tried the graphic novel. That might be what I do next. Ooh, I love it. Yeah, so I'm just nervous because I think I have such attachment to this book, and not in even like Harry Potter. I read that whole series and then watched the movies, and I felt like they translated pretty well. But there's something different about this that I'm not sure. Yes, the book is always better, right, Janet? It's always better. You tell your students if you're uncomfortable reading or watching the show, good, you're supposed to be, right, Tricia? Yes.
Oh, this is a good question before you move on to the next one.
Is there anyone here who disliked the show but liked the book? Oh, yeah, I would love to know that too, Shauna. Definitely. Brooke, I haven't watched The Handmaid's Tale. I was actually going to start that right before COVID. I know. I do think that's been part of my hesitation in terms of watching it too, because it came out during this very tumultuous time in the world that we're all living in. So it does feel a little like, ooh, is that too close to home right now? But yeah.
It looks like it.
Sharon, only the first season follows the book. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. After the first season, they had to pad. That makes sense, Kara, because it's not like, yeah, there's not so much to work with. So there you go. Ella Enchanted was an awful movie, Kayla. If you had read Ella Enchanted and then saw the movie, I think 100%. I'd be curious if anyone just saw the movie and didn't read the book of Ella Enchanted. Okay. All right, Little Women. I'm telling you, this is how my reading brain works. It's a lot of like, we go from Margaret Atwood to Louisa May Alcott. This is kind of like Frog and Toad. This is one of the books that my mom read aloud to me initially. And then when I was of reading age, I went back and reread. And I would say I read Little Women, maybe like Jane Austen. Not as often as Jane Austen, but maybe once every 7 to 10 years. And it is another one that it brings me back to such a happy space. Alicia, it is like the perfect comfort read, isn't it? Right? And they've made that into many a movie. I'm curious what you all think about that. Marcy, I think you should go back and read it if you're feeling like, up for something that is a comfort read and is going to take you back to probably childhood or, your middle school, high school years. Heather, Little Women Vampires. I haven't read that. Did they do that? I know they did it with Austen. I'm going to have to check that out. That would be super fun, especially going into spring and summer. I really love like something that's a little bloodier or a little more of a thriller going into spring and summer. I don't know why, but okay, I'm down with that idea. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that everyone has read Little Women, right? Amanda, yes. All the way for Little Women. Not all Canadian authors write dark fiction, right, Sabina? I know. Poor Canada. It does get that vibe, but it's true. And there are lots of great Canadian cozies. Well, you also have Louise Penny. I know she sways a little bit darker, but it's still, in the cozier vein, I would say. Yeah. Let's see. Lenny, you have a granddaughter named Margaret Josephine. Ah, how lucky is your granddaughter? What a great name. And talk about like having great characters to live up to. Okay, and then of course, a more modern read, it's not actually modern because it's historical fiction, but a newer read, is the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. I absolutely loved everything about this book. I am so impressed that this book was all done in letter form. I think especially from a writing perspective, knowing what goes into writing a book. And so not only are you writing historical fiction, but you are writing historical fiction solely in letters back and forth. Right Stuff, yeah, I have read it 3 or 4 times, and it only came out, like 10 years ago or something. Phenomenal. If you haven't read it, it's incredible. It's also it's set in World War II, so there's definitely sadness and darkness around it, but it's also such a story of redemption. And here you go. Shocker, I know, but community that comes together around books and food. Yeah, it's one of those that I feel like every time I've reread it, I find something new and interesting about it, which is not always true. In fact, it's often hard for me to read books again. Usually I'm like a one and done, but not everything that you're seeing here tonight. These are like my creme de la creme, the books that I would go back to every time. Jennifer, we will not judge you. No, it's all good. I just recommend it. Yeah, put it on your TBR list, Julie. It's great. Lillian, yeah, I love it so much. Okay, so that gives you kind of a sense of some of the bookish themes that run throughout the book. It's a lot of book, because it's a book about books, and this book about books and stories also has books in it, and it's got some food and all of the things. Now, this book does not have recipes. Remember, there's no murder, there's no body, there's no recipe.
Sorry, I'm just going to close this so it's like...
There goes my light. Okay.
I was so happy when this name came up.
Oh boy, who's the name?
Because
no, Becky.
Just because I want to hear you try to pronounce this.
We've got Becky. Drabowski? No,
not even close.
Not even close. Drabowski? Becky, sorry. Tell me how. You're gonna win stickers. I have a Lost Coast sticker and I've got them in the wrong hands, and a Read sticker. So cute. You'll get a little sticker pack. Becky, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We were just talking about this with March Madness and how sometimes drabsick. I wasn't that far off. Okay.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, it wasn't even
drabsick. Okay.
Not even close.
Well, I tried. No, I didn't.
You did try.
It's part of the cozy in me. I just get to butcher your name. How's that? I could finger spell it. That's a good idea. Anyway, okay, so there's no body. There aren't recipes, but there is food, because the family comes together around food. And then this is not so much a spoiler, but there's also sort of this literary theme, hence Lost Coast Literary, that runs throughout the book about having these literary garden parties. Because the other part of writing fiction and stories like this for me is I just want to imagine what I would like to manifest in real life. So I want a literary garden party at an estate outside in the front gardens and side gardens and all of that. So for the literary...
So that's why I was like...
Oh!
So I'm like, let me do it. Okay. Are you ready to go to the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so literary libations play in. So... Gertrude is the grandmother in Lost Coast Literary who is deceased. We never actually meet her. This is not a spoiler. We learn this right away. But it was interesting because I really tried to bring her alive on the page, even though, we don't meet her. And one of the things that she used to do would be to host these garden parties with literary libations. And the tech guy bought me this book a few years ago for Christmas.
Yep.
And I had so much fun with it. So when I was working on this book, I thought, okay, how amazing would a literary garden party be? And I won't give away any spoilers, but it does happen. And so I created some literary libations. Some are loosely based on recipes, and I kind of took them and made them my own. So the first one, I love this part because I love the puns with my coziness. So the first one is Romeo and Juleps. So you would put in 2 ounces of bourbon, then some nice Prosecco, a little tiny splash of rose water, because for anyone who is familiar with rose water, like a little bit goes a long way. So we're talking just a tiny splash, some ice, and then fresh mint, muddle it up, ta-da. You could even perhaps, dress like Romeo and Juliet. This is one of those crossover moments where I imagine that if Emily, the protagonist in Lost Coast, was visiting Ashland, Jules might whip this up for her. Tea and books, Elisa, I do tea and books too, but cocktails and books, go eat any of them. Mm-hmm. You could make this without the alcohol too. You could do like a sparkling water and do, some sort of juice to go with or to swap out the bourbon. Okay, got the next one for me, tech guy?
Yes.
Wait for it. Oh, these names are so great. Vermouth the Bell Tolls. So you're going to take 2 ounces of vermouth and then a mango. mango sparkling water, a slice of fresh orange, just a little splash of orange juice, ice, put it in a fun cocktail glass, and boom, there you have it. Vermouth the bell tolls. What do you think? Cynthia, bourbon and Prosecco are two of your favorites. I know. Why not combine them? Yeah. Again, if you wanted to make a non-alcoholic version of it, just take out the vermouth and put in maybe a little extra splash of orange juice and some bitters. I think that would be great. I love mango. Mangoes are so good. Mangoes are our favorite. The tech guy, who does not have a picky palate at all, is not a fan of mangoes. Is this correct, tech guy?
It is, but in fairness to me, mangoes taste like soap. I don't know.
It's like the whole cilantro thing.
Defect, I'm sure, but they taste like soap. I want to like them, but I can't.
You don't like mangoes, and you have a deathly fear of sharks.
Yeah, yes. Well, sharks are the most dangerous thing on the planet.
Right.
Anybody who says differently is wrong, because sharks kill people.
Right.
So, yeah.
So
the sharks are dangerous.
Oh, no. Anytime Sky Guy, the runner, has leftovers that he doesn't want Tech Guy to get his hands on, how will he label them?
He writes sharks and mangoes on
the
everything.
Outside, yeah.
So I stay away. Oh, wait, I saw a question here. Oh, yeah, Jess. I love cilantro.
You do like, yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I actually have a really good friend who, the same thing happens for him with cilantro that happens to me with mangoes, is that cilantro tastes like soap to him. So he thinks I'm crazy for liking cilantro, and I think he's crazy for liking mangoes. So
there you go. But, if you're ever near and you see sharks and mangoes, then the tech guy will be steering very clear of that. Oh, Suyin, right? A cold mango. Oh, deliciousness.
Yeah, sharks.
So good. Oh, mango salsa. Yeah. Lonnie.
Wait, what? The mango sharks on the orc?
Frank,
Oh,
what's happening?
No. Well, yeah. When did I last eat soap? Yeah. I don't know. It's been a long time, I guess. But.
Yes. Okay. Do you have the next one for me? We have one last cocktail to share.
Is this yeah.
Oh, tequila mockingbird. I mean, come on. Okay, so for this one, 2 ounces of tequila, 1 ounce of grenadine, 2 ounces of sparkling water, a fresh sprig of rosemary. I put in 3 raspberries. You could put in as many as you want. And ice. And ta-da! There you have it. I love the name. The names are so great. I want to be walking around a cocktail party, with my tequila mockingbird and some sort of outfit that goes with it. Ooh, Karen, that would be a good Christmas drink. I love that idea. Yeah. And again, you could just swap out the tequila, maybe add a little splash of raspberry juice to bring out the raspberries for this one. I think adding that touch of rosemary is great because it's going to give it like a little bit more of an herbaceous quality to balance out the sweetness of the grenadine. If you haven't had grenadine before, it's very sweet. It's delicious, but you need a little like touch of something more herby to get it there. Lynn, I know, I'm sorry. I'm ruining tequila. I know. I'm so sorry. Oh, ginger beer. Oh, ginger beer would be great, Trisha. I love that idea too. See, we need to have a garden literary party. It counts as a fruit serving. Totally. Definitely, Julie. 100%. Oh, yeah. There we are. Julie got me.
Got you with that one.
Okay, who do we have? Lacie Harrington, you are getting a signed copy of Lost Coast Literary. Yay! Lacie. Whoa, I think cranberry pomegranate, huh? What does it mean to muddle? Oh, you're going back. What does it mean to muddle? Is it like crushing? Yeah. So to muddle, so like with a cocktail, you're gonna shake it. To muddle, you're gonna take like a mortar and a pestle, or even just like the tip of your spoon to kind of like bring out the herby flavor in something. Yeah. Yay. Love it. Congratulations. I know. So exciting. I love getting to share books and stickers and candles and all of that to us. Okay. We've got some questions. Sure. Robin wants to know, what is the town like in this book? That is a great question. Okay. So this book is actually set on the Lost Coast of California. If you haven't been to that area before, it's Humboldt County. So you have the redwood forest and then the beach. And then you have these very tiny and pretty remote locations. So you have eclectic little shops and plazas. There is a plaza in this. And when I was talking to my agent about it initially, I was like, oh, I don't know. Should I change it? Because with Jules in the plaza, he's like, oh no, it'll be fun. It'll be like a little Easter egg. So there is a plaza that has funky shops. The community of Cascata is actually based upon like 4 places on the real Lost Coast: Arcata, Ferndale, Eureka, and maybe like a little tiny touch of Trinidad, all sort of mashed together into my version of it. But the space of Cascata is, oh yay, I'm glad it made you want to go, April. Visit, it's beautiful. All of the town is sort of bookish too. So there's a whole shop that's dedicated to letter presses and beautiful pens and stationery and all of that good stuff. Oh, Humboldt native, yay, Kirsten. Is it Kirsten or Kirsten? I will be so excited to see what you think. I've taken some of the spaces of your most beautiful places and put them all together to make my fictional town. So you get sort of the architecture of Ferndale and Eureka with the Victorian mansions. And there's some of that in Arcata too, and the college. And then in my mind, the beach is right near the Ballad, the house that you see on the cover. In reality, in Arcata, that's not actually true. So yeah, it was so fun to get to make up this fictional place that I want to go live in forever.
You got it right.
Oh, woo! Shocker! I can't believe that. That's actually super shocker. Oh, yay! We're bringing it on. Holly Faust, you are getting Bookish stickers. Those are coming your way. So congratulations. Make sure you send me a message. Awesome. Yes, Becky. Becky's from Humboldt too. I'm always nervous, like, I hope I'm doing justice to how just gorgeous this area is. And I think one of the things that's super interesting about Humboldt is they call it the Lost Coast because you are really remote. It's like another 5-hour drive to get to San Francisco, or, there's no direct route. You really drive through the redwood forest and then end up on the coast, which is just magnificent. So I like that piece of it too from a writing perspective, because I would imagine that you do feel like kind of nestled in there if you're living there all the time. Okay, did you have a couple more questions for me, Tech Guy?
Oh yeah, actually somebody asked if...
Oh sure. Kara wants to know if you can read the dedication to us. Oh yeah, let's see. Okay, it's in the back. There are discussion questions in this one. Okay, you ready? This is in the back, so this is in the acknowledgments section in the back of the book. On that note of gratitude, books and my bookish community have been my safe harbor during times of such disconnection. A special shout out to my Tuesday night crew, that's you, for all the fun, tears, and laughter. I know that I have cried I'll probably cry right now, on so many occasions on these Tuesdays too. Books brought us together at a time when everything else in the world felt wrong. I'm forever indebted to you for being a point of light and joy in this darkness. Yeah, see? I made myself cry, darn it. Yeah, it's true. I feel so grateful for this community, and I know I've said it a million times. There's, not always greatness on the internet, but I feel like we are such a special group and community. So thank you. Yes. Marcy, would I do a pop-in for book clubs? Absolutely. I would love to. It's always fun to see. I had Emmy hair and now I have my tears. I love.
Now that Emmy hair stuck to your tears.
No, I'm really screwed. Yes, I would totally be down to do a book club anytime. Okay, there was one other question. Oh, Emmy's gonna go see Tech Guy.
She was feeling left out.
Toy, do I have input on the discussion questions? I wrote them all. Yes, regardless. So this book is our first book that the Tech Guy and I have published ourselves under Sweet Lemon Press. We have a little Sweet Lemon there. The Tech Guy did all of the formatting to make the book look so beautiful. So you have all these great chapter headings. Yeah, so he did all of that. I did the writing part, obviously. But in terms of the discussion questions at the end, yes, I wrote all of those too. But even in my traditionally published work, the author 95% of the time also is the one who writes that too. Usually you do it all. I know. I wish that there was like some magical thing where there are like teams of people who do that. No, not so much. Cheryl wants to know, what was the inspiration for this book? I think a combination of just my love for reading, and then this book, the whole idea for it came to me really in a dream. The premise is that this young editor inherits her grandmother's estate on the Lost Coast, and she's had a very strong vision for what her career is meant to be. And she gets out to the Ballad, this beautiful house that her grandmother has left her, and realizes that her editing pen has the power to change lives, shall we say, without giving too much of it away. And so I think some of it for me is also a bit of like a philosophical look too. I mean, don't worry, you don't need like a major degree to read this book. It's still light and cozy, but it's also sort of looking at, in terms of storytelling, like, does every book need a happy ending? Is there such a thing? Like, and can we chart our own happy endings? And if you had the power to change someone else's story, would you? So there were a lot of themes that I explored in writing this one that I think kind of resonate with me just because I do tell stories for a living. And I read stories for pleasure and enjoyment. So I think it was kind of a combination of all of those things. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Becky got married at a church in the Redwoods. Oh my goodness. You love this whole concept. I'm so glad, Beach Bum Bookworms. I loved it too, and I'm so excited.
I forgot to hit the button. But...
There we go. Brooke, Showalter. I got that one. You're getting a signed copy of Lost Coast Literary. Yes. Yeah.
Just FYI, it's hard to run a live with all these devices and a cat on your lap. I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating facts here.
Right. Marilyn, I also feel books can change lives, which I felt was a theme. I feel like that's a theme too. Like, I know that the books that I have read have fully, it definitely changed my life. And I feel like for me, reading has helped shape and expand my worldview. It's those moments where we get to step inside someone else's story, another author's worldview, all of those things where I just feel like my whole life has expanded dramatically because of the books that I've been able to read. So
that's nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Beth. Yes. Thank you so much for leaving
Definitely,
reviews.
thank you.
It makes such a difference.
It really does help. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think in a nutshell, that's the book, and some of you have read it, but I know a lot of you haven't. So I hope that you enjoy it, and it still brings you a moment of escape and lightness. Emmy is so beautiful. The cat has to come first. Are you kidding? We were teasing.
Yes, 100%.
We were teasing Sky Guy about how when he trots off to college next year, we're going to become like the cat people who carry the cat around in the Bjorn and maybe like some sort of like cat stroller. No, not really, but maybe. I don't know. Let's see. So next up is going to be Hold On for Beer Life, the next in the Sloan series. That's going to come out in early May. And I'm also going up to Leavenworth for Independent Bookstore Saturday at the end of April. So I'll be doing some lives from Leavenworth, and I can't wait to share that with you. And then after that, we have the release of Donut Disturb, which is book 15 in the Bake Shop Mysteries. I have just been working on sketches for book 17, if you can believe it. So I'm excited to share this one first, though, obviously. It's got some donuts involved, a wedding, Lithia Park, the entire cast from the Bake Shop will be there, so I can't wait for that one. And then after that...
Well, tomorrow, if you happen to be anywhere near Southern Oregon, come join in. We're doing the launch party in real life. I can't believe it. 6 o'clock, Art Bop Beer Co. in Talent, Oregon. It's the sweetest little brewery that is a lot like Nitro, actually. And Jennifer Ann is going to be there with her art and cards, and you can come get a pint or a glass of water or a little snack, and I'll be signing copies. If you already have a copy, you can bring that, all of the good things. So yay, can't wait. And then next Tuesday, regular time, we're just gonna have a whole eclectic live chat. I've got lots of stuff to share that's coming up. I want to share some of the books that I've been reading lately with you, all kinds of good stuff. So, again, thank you all so much. This is definitely my favorite thing about writing, 100%, 1,000 times over. And yeah, on that note, have a great rest of your night and happy reading.